going on? What's up? What's happening? Welcome to this week's edition of Grover Takeover. Did you miss me? I missed you. I am MT Young Grover. You know I am the Grover. I am so glad to be back here with you once again. Before I jump into my show, I just want to remind you that I need for you to like, I need for you to comment, I need for you to share. And if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you so much, my YouTube subscribers. Please remember to subscribe if it's your first time, and then click that notification bell, reach right down there, so that you can get all available content when it is ready for you. I'm going to jump right into this week's show because I have a lot to cover. And the unfortunate part is that I get my shows together the day before, kind of think about it the day of, and then record them during that night. I had my show all ready to go, and today I arrived and realized that noon I got a notification on my phone. I have a lot of different ways that I'm notified of what's going on out there in the world, out there, outside those windows. I got a notification that's showing me that Bill Cosby, Pill Bill, they're going to release him from prison. Bill Cosby about to be on the loose, y'all. I want you to know it because I want you to lock away your wives, your daughters, your everything else. Bill Cosby is a pervert and a rapist, and he has no business being released from jail. They should have left his old behind locked in that prison until he died, and then left his body there to rot for a little bit of time, and then decide to bury him, because he has no business being released. Everybody that's out there talking about he's been exonerated, he has not. He is guilty. He's as guilty as O.J. Simpson. Guilty. I should have had a gavel today so I could beat down on this desk. Bill Cosby was a celebrity back in the day. He had groupies. Probably every last one of these women that he drugged and raped, they probably would have slept with him just because he was Bill Cosby. But you're a pervert and got a fetish. You want him asleep while you're doing it to him and all this. You must have the worst sex in the world. Regardless, that's why he's old, blind, pretending to be crippled. You know, he deserves everything that he got except for this technicality. He's been released on a legal technicality because somebody didn't do their job. I've been somebody's boss since I was 21 years old, and that's one of my biggest problems, is that people get paid to go to a job that they half do. So I feel like you should get a half pay. This is the kind of stuff that happens when you half do your job. You can't sit by and not do what you're supposed to do, especially in the legal community. You end up letting those serial rapists go loose in the streets. Good thing he's half blind and old and pretending to be crippled, and I hope your junk don't even work no more. He has no business out here in public with the rest of us. He should be locked away until the day he dies. I'm not going to talk about Bill Cosby too much, and all of you that are out there supporting this and free Bill, and he should have been free and all of this stuff. What are you talking about? I was raised in a family full of women, and the first thing that came to my mind when I found out that this happened and then realized that it was true was the fact of how I would feel if any of my female family members were drugged and raped. I'm stopping because I want you to take a moment to let that sink in. Think about your mother. Think about your sisters. Think about your daughters if you have them. Think about your cousins, the whoever. You cannot support this man, and he is a serial rapist. Bill Cosby is guilty. He's a pervert, and he should have stayed in jail. I'm going to move on from that because, like I said, I have a lot to cover, and I'm mad that I even had to stick that into my show, but it pissed me off because they shouldn't have been letting him out. People go to work. If they're paying you to do your job, and go home. If you don't like the job, get a different job, but don't have to do the job because you might let a serial rapist loose on the street, even if he is about to be 84 years old. As soon as he gets out of Camille's sight, y'all better not drink no coffee, no milk, no water, no nothing that he gives you. Let me talk about the 2021 BET Awards. You see, I'm skirting right along because there was a lot to talk about. Now, the awards themselves that were handed out were so predictable that I'm not even going to mention a single solitary one of them. You literally could have had someone to tell you what the categories were, who was nominated in the categories, and you could have picked the winners simply because you know who was going to win. They may as well not even have the hip hop awards this year because they had it at the BET Awards. There were literally 3 singers in the entire show. The entire thing was all about hip hop. Nothing wrong with that. You know, that's my thing. But I'm going to focus on the performances because the performances were the highlight of the entire award show. People, they were back. People were out there. Of course, there was no huge arena crowd. They had a wonderful stage that was awesome with just enough people around. A lot like the way the Grammys were. Like, the whole thing was really awesome. Taraji P. Henson hosted the show. Of course, she did a great job. She's Taraji. Here's what it is. Kirk Franklin and Lil Baby did a performance to open the show with Kirk's new song. Lil Baby stood up there and rapped his behind off. It was incredible. He's up there because he's hard. Oh, he's a real one. So he was trying to keep from crying. So he looked like, because the spirit jumped on him and he looked like a whole zombie up there because he was trying so hard to keep from crying. Go on and cry, let it out. Praise the Lord. It is what it is. I'm waiting for you to be ordained as minister baby. There was her did an incredible, she did an incredible performance. She played the drums, she played the guitar, she skipped around, she sang real good. She was her. She did what she normally does. Moneybagg Yo came out. He had time today. Great performance for him because he's actually normally really boring in his performances, so he did really good. Queen Latifah received the Lifetime Achievement Award. Oh, Little Kim, so many other people came out there. They gave her the way she cried when she accepted her award. Like, where she comes from and where she never saw herself as this Queen Latifah that she is these days. And so, you know, you come from that, like, it gets a little overwhelming. And you could tell she was really, really, really appreciative of what was going on. Oh, the city girls got up there and they twerkulated. You know, it was time for the twerkulator. That is the summer smash right now that they've got out. You know, it's being called the song of the summer. You know, they got to have a hot girl summer song every summer, and they gave you twerkulator. The Baby came out and did one of his manic performances. A lot of people don't like it because he always has so many people on stage. That's his thing. He does the same thing in his music videos. He likes the chaos and the madness. Like, nothing wrong with that. Jasmine Sullivan brought out Ari Lennox to talk about how they wanted to sit on it and spit on it and all this other stuff. Wonderful. The thing about it is this. Ari Lennox has no business standing up there singing next to Jasmine Sullivan. The recorded version is fine because we're in the studio and Jasmine wasn't going to show out on you, but she showed out on Ari Lennox and made her look like she absolutely cannot sing. And Ari Lennox doesn't have a terrible voice. She's just no Jasmine Sullivan. Jasmine didn't have to get up there and scream about spit on in and you know, sit, like she went up there and went to church about sitting and spitting. Oh, well, poor Ari. It was what it was. DJ Khaled came up there with everybody. They brought out the whole audience. They brought all the celebrities that were there. They brought out me. Everybody was there. He got up there and, you know, DJ Khaled's new album is out and it's doing really well. So the Baby, Lil Baby, Lil Durk, Megan Thee Stallion. I'm sure I forgot plenty of other people, but a lot of people came out and performed with him. But it was a great performance. He stood up there and screamed like he always does, and then they did what they do. And it is what it is. The man's talented with making these beats. People love it. They like to hear him be the best and DJ Khaled and do all that stuff that he does. They the best music, all this. Megan Thee Stallion's performance was a little off to me. She did put her hands on her knees, shake her ass, and on thought shit, which is great. But there was something off about her performance, and I cannot figure out what it was. I don't know if she smoked some weed that was a little too strong for her, and so she had to kind of get herself together. I don't know if she was getting a little drunk, maybe. Because it wasn't a bad performance, but it wasn't a normal Megan performance. She wasn't giving it and throwing it and twerking it and popping it and locking it like she normally does. Now, she was doing all the things I just said. It wasn't just like how she normally does. It almost looked like she was injured a little bit, like she may have done something to one of her legs. You can't drop it low now and do the twerk and the Megan thing. You know, she does that thing where she can actually twerk and do her legs, but then still move back. It's a whole situation when Megan is doing her thing, and it wasn't her thing. But she was good, and she looked incredible. I liked the blonde hair. The Migos, my favorite rap group in the entirety of rap. They have a new album out that's called Culture 3. They went out there and they got some straightening. Yeah, some straightening. They had some choreography. Yeah, get straightened. Came in, like they did. It was great. Everything was great. They can do no wrong by me. But the best thing was when they turned right around and gave us some Cardi B. They have a new song out with Cardi where they, which is very smart because Cardi is the hottest thing in hip hop right now. One and definitely, by far and by means. And they came out and performed, but on top of that, Cardi B revealed that she is pregnant. She did now when she was pregnant with Culture, her and Offset's oldest daughter 3 years ago. She revealed that pregnancy in a Saturday Night Live performance where she showed that she was pregnant. Looked beautiful, but she came out in a cat suit with the belly out, had all types of jewels and sparklies on it. She looked great. She popped it, locked it, dropped it, and rapped like her life depended on it. You can tell she did a little bit too much because when it was time to accept her award, she didn't come out. She sent Megan Thee Stallion up there to accept her awards for WAP because she was like, I got on these high heels. I was just out there twerking and pop locking and dropping it, and now I need to sit down. And she never came back out on the stage again. In fact, I feel like she left because, she's pregnant, so she probably was just ready to go. You know what I'm saying? Like, she probably went to the hotel to kick her feet up because after she did that insane performance, and it was great. It was so great. It's the type shit. That's the same name of the song that they did, and it's the type ish that get your head cracked and all this other stuff. Great song. Lil Nas X did his performance. He performed Montero, Call Me By Your Name. He kissed the dancer at the end, and it was a whole big fiasco. You already know pop stars are supposed to give you that shock value, and that is what Lil Nas X is giving to us right now. He wants you to know Lil Nas X is gay, y'all. He wants y'all to know it. And so he kissed the dancer, the male dancer on the stage. I don't know why everybody was so surprised. When he did that performance on Saturday Night Live, he did the exact same thing. He actually did the same performance, just in a little bit of a more toned down, in a different outfit, and with less people. He had a bigger stage, so he had more people, and he did the same performance, did the same kissing. Hey, leave people alone. It's none of your business who somebody's kissing. Now, you mad because they kissed him on the TV and this, that, and the other. I don't know what to tell you. It is 2021. Y'all got to get over this picking apart and choosing, deciding what is what. You want to say, oh, they shouldn't be showing us this. The Bible says, stop right there. The Bible says you shouldn't wear blended fabrics. So if you look down and look in the tag of your shirt and you're wearing polyester and cotton, you're going to hell. Did that sound right to you? I'm just letting you know what to say. But either way, I spent a long time on that because it was so much to talk about with the BET Awards. And I know I'm talking fast because I was trying to really get through that really quick. I want to move right along. All in all, the show was great, but it was the performances that made it great. I will tell you this, if you missed the show, on YouTube, they have a literal live pull together where they have all the performances streamed together on YouTube. And you can look on BET Networks, the BET subscription network on YouTube, and you can see all the performances and skip all the awards. It's way better than watching the whole show. But now, I need to talk about Derek Chauvin. Now, of course, we all know who he is. This is the jerk off that put the knee down on the neck of Floyd and killed him on a live video in front of the whole world and caused that whole ruckus where the whole population was about to burn down the earth. Either way, he has been convicted to 270 months in jail. For those of you that are not very good at math, that is 22 and a half years. A lot of people are saying it wasn't enough because of the fact that, he will probably be out of jail in about 15 to 17 years because, people get off for good behavior. They have all types of things that get them out of jail. Hey, a lot of people don't think it was enough time. Tina Lawson, Mama Tina, who is Beyonce's mother, she mentioned that her godson, her godson got sentenced 22 years for 2.5 ounces of weed. And he has been in jail for 11 years already now. And this man gets 22 and a half years, just a half a year more than him, for murder. So in a lot of respects, no, it is not fair but in this life in this world that we live in, you actually can get more time for marijuana or something like that, or for blackness, than you can for murder, especially if you're a police officer. But the thing about it is that so many of these police officers have gotten away with the things that they got away with. It's at least a step in the right direction that he got any time. Be clear that they generally tend to let them go. Problem, they already knew if they let that man loose, that crap that happened back in the summer of last year, in the middle of that pandemic, that perfect storm that caused everybody to start protesting, if they had let him free, they do realize that people would have literally burned down the earth, because they weren't going to have it. It is what it is. The only person that got on the stand and said anything, made a statement on his behalf, was his mother. And Shaven's mother, she got up there and she said that is her favorite son. She spoke directly to him, and you didn't do anything wrong and all this kind of stuff like that. Baby, that's the problem right there. You taught your son to be a racist and that it's okay to kill niggas, and so now he's going to jail. You can't get up there and defend that. And the judge cared nothing about it. They sentenced him right to jail and sent him on about his way. He got up there and he talked, Shaven did, discussing his condolences to the family, and that someday will come that will give them peace. What day is that going to be, Derek? The day when George Floyd comes back to life? I got news for you. He ain't coming back. He ain't Jesus. The day's not going to come where they have peace. The day's going to come that they have more peace because they've locked you away, and at least they have some form of justice in place. I do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode of Grover Takeover. I will be right back here for you next time. Please remember that I need for you to like, I need for you to comment, I need for you to share, and I need for you to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Reach down and click that notification bell. I love you. You know that I love you. Please remember that I need for you to have a good day, a good night, and a good life. And tune in. Stick with me. Come right back for next week's episode of Grover Takeover. Oh, wait. I almost forgot the party.